Hello everybody and welcome back to Potion Craft. As always, I am Dor, and today we're going to hopefully hit level 4 of popularity and move on over to chapter 2 here. So that's our entire garden harvested. Let's go ahead and see what our first customer wants. And it's actually another wandering merchant, so let's go ahead and see what he's selling. And he has an absolute ton of things for sale here. So he's selling the pages, which are going to come in handy. We desperately need those because now I know how to make different potions, and I want to go ahead and start saving the variations of those potions because we can't save them all to the same sheet, which is kind of annoying, right? We have the one potion and one potion only per sheet, but we can make tier 2s and tier 3s now. So we need 3 pages per each recipe here. So that's going to be something we need to go ahead and start doing. And so let's see, he's selling each page for 180. We only have 288 points at the moment, or 288 bucks. So maybe we actually want to go ahead and buy some of his ingredients here instead of the pages. I think the wizard guy might sell the pages cheaper. I can't remember how much the wizard sells them for, but this guy has some Terraria plants for a discount, and he also has some of the goblin shrooms for a discount. Is anything else a discount this guy's selling? Some of this things, which are grave truffles, which go around in a tombstone kind of shape, which is kind of cool. We haven't seen that one just yet. Maybe we want to go ahead and buy some Terraria plants. We actually have 7 of them right now, so maybe not. Do we have any of these guys? We don't. So maybe actually we buy 1 paper instead of anything else. We'll buy 1 paper from this guy, and we'll save the rest of the money for the time being. Let me try and haggle this guy's price down a little bit and see if we can save some cash. That would be great. Let's go ahead and haggle that. 129 out of the 180 that he wanted, so that's pretty decent, I think. And let's go ahead and see what our first actual customer is going to want to buy from us. And the first person here is going to want a healing potion, so we can go ahead and whip one of those together. We have this thing, but it's a mix, and I don't know if we can actually give that to anybody. I think if we try and sell that to him, he's going to be annoyed by it. So yeah, we might just have to sell this to one of the merchants because we can go ahead and trade them that to go ahead and get some money off of our little haggle thing there. So let's go ahead and whip one of these things together and sell him the healing potion for 12 gold. And our next customer is going to want a poison potion, so we can go ahead and whip one of those together. Actually, we might want to go ahead and shift all of these to the highest tier thing that we can, right? As long as it's within reason and it doesn't require more material, we can go ahead and hopefully make these tier 3 for the same cost. So all we need for the tier 1 is Firebell and a Terraria, which we should have. We have 15 Firebells and we have 6 Terrarias. So theoretically here, we should be able to go ahead and get to that thing for the same price. So let's do that. Actually, let me see the recipe again. We start with the Firebell and we end with the Terraria. So we might be able to go ahead and do that. We might not. Let me go ahead and see if we can get this to either a tier 2 or a tier 3. A tier 3 would be great. And it's actually going to be outside of the bottle here. So if we go ahead and wiggle our way over there, we should be able to go ahead and kind of get to a tier 2. No, we can't get to a tier 2. Okay. So we are going to have to produce this one a little bit more expensively than the tier 1. So we're going to need 1 more Firebell in there, but we're going to leave it whole, and we're going to go ahead and try and do this slowly so we go ahead and turn it into a next tier thing. So that's a tier 2, but if we go ahead and get it right in the middle of the bottle here, we can actually turn that into a tier 3. So we're going to have to go past the bottle just a smidge here, and then when we rewind it with the water, we should get a little bit closer to it. And we're actually not. Okay, so I kind of boned it there. We need to go ahead and burn another Terraria plant, which is a little unfortunate. I probably should have left it as a tier 2. So right there, we're a tier 2 again. If we go ahead and water it, it's going to pool the bottle at a corner pool. So it should go ahead and hopefully turn into a tier 3 here, as long as we don't overwater it, I believe. So let me go ahead and try and do this slowly so we hopefully get it lined up to be a tier 3. And there we go. So once we're like right in the little diagram of the bottle, it changes on over to a tier 3. We probably could have maybe done that a little more efficiently. We probably could have done it with 2 fire blooms and then 1 Terraria plant. I think maybe we could have done that a little bit better, but let's go ahead and heat it nonetheless. That's going to be a tier 3 poison. And for right now, we're going to save that recipe and finish the potion. And let's head back over to this person and sell them the potion. Oops, there you go. And we're getting 38 gold for that, so that's fine. Our next person here wants a frost potion, which, if we take a look at that recipe really quick, we might be able to go ahead and do that one as well. So we use 3 water blooms and 7 terraria plants, which we only have 4 of them. So we might not have enough terraria plants to actually get back over to it. So maybe we don't try that one right now because, again, we don't have enough stuff for it. What do terraria plants do? They go downward. And the water blooms is what we use. Yeah, we use water blooms and terraria. So if we grind that down, it's going to take us to the skull and bones right there. And then if we use one of these that's not ground up, it should make us level with the frost potion. And then we would need 2 more of these to get over to it. So actually, let's go ahead and give that a try. We might be able to go ahead and get there. If not, we're just wasting some of our stuff here, which isn't great, but it's not too big of an issue. So let's actually drop 1 terraria in there, not grind it up. And let's dump 1 of these into it, the water blooms. And that's going to take us almost to it. And if we go ahead and throw 1 of these in there that's not ground up, it's going to take us to hopefully a tier 2 potion. And then if we water it, it might pull us up into a tier 3. It might not. But let's try it. We're going to throw a raw one in there, not grind it. And it's going to get us to a tier 2. Okay. And if we wiggle that just a smidge more, is that going to turn into a tier 3? It is not going to turn into a tier 3. We can go ahead and rewind it a little bit. And it's going to take us out of the potion thing just a smidge, I believe. And then if we do this again, and then rewind it again a little bit, it's not going to turn into a tier 3. Okay, so we need to go up just a little bit, but I don't know if it's worth burning one of our other materials on that at the moment because we don't really have anything that goes straight up at the moment either. We do have the wind bloom, but that's going to take us to the right and up a little bit. So I'm not too sure if we want to go ahead and use that at all. I'm just going to go ahead and save it as a tier 2 for right now. At a later date, we'll go ahead and make the tier 3 one, but for right now, we can go ahead and turn this into a tier 2. Let me go ahead and delete this recipe because we somehow use 7 terraria plants to make it. I don't know how we messed that up so bad. Actually, no, this is already a tier 2 and we use 7 of those plants somehow. Oh, it's only 1 of those plants. Did I just waste time making this thing again? Is that what I just did? Yeah, I used 3 and 1, and that's what this is, 3 and 1. It looks like a 7 for some reason, but looking at the recipe up here, it's only 1. So yeah, we basically just did the same recipe again. So, oops, my bad, I didn't realize that. But let's go ahead and give it to this guy anyways. So we get 32 gold for that. That's pretty decent. We are at 12 out of 15, so we need, 3 more customers, and we're good to go. We can go ahead and see what the guy here is selling of his mushrooms. We probably don't want any of these right now. He only has a discount on the shadow mushroom. I don't know what that other word is. Cantrell or something like that. And then he also has a weird shroom, which looks like a J in the little map menu here, but it's only 16 and 18, so we're not going to really get that much out of these. And I don't want to waste the money on those. I want to start stockpiling the paper. So for right now, we'll just go ahead and leave him be. And then we'll go ahead and see what the next customer wants to go ahead and get. And we just need a nice simple one here. We just need a healing potion. So we can actually make that a tier 2, I think. Because right now we only have it as a tier 1. And it's relatively cheap to make. It's a 1 in 1. So we need, what does it start with? A terraria plant and a water bloom. So we might need 2 of the terrarias to get there, or 2 of the water blooms, one or the other. So we might get a little bit more pricey on the recipe by 1 ingredient, but we should still be able to go ahead and get there nonetheless. So yeah, it's pretty much the same recipe again. So we're going to get right back to where we are on a tier 1. And then if we go ahead and throw 1 raw terraria in there, we should be able to go ahead and turn that into hopefully a tier 3, I believe. So let me go ahead and do this, and we'll slow down right next to the bottle. So already it's a tier 1. And if we go ahead and do this slowly, we should turn this into a tier 3. It's not turning into a tier 3 because we're a little outside of it. But now we should be able to go ahead and rewind this just a little bit and turn it into a tier 3, please. It's not going to turn into a tier 3, is it? It's not. Let me do this again, a little bit on the stick there, and then when we rewind it, we should turn into a tier 3 if we're slow enough here. There we go. So it's a tier 3 with 1 more extra ingredient compared to the other ingredient, or the other tier 1 potion, and this is actually going to sell for more. So we're going to go ahead and delete the tier 1 potion. so that we don't have it in our recipe book anymore. It's relatively easy to remember. It's 1 and 1. And we'll go ahead and save the tier 3 potion as the better variant to go ahead and produce it as. So let's go ahead and change the bottle type as well, so it's something that we can kind of remember that it's a tier 3, which doesn't really matter in the long run because we're going to have all 3 of these potions saved in our recipe book at some point or another, so it really doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and leave the bottle, I guess, and we'll actually change the title or the label here to a heart so that we know for whatever reason it's a double heart potion. And we will go ahead and leave that be. We can go ahead and save the recipe. I almost finished the potion. That would have kind of been annoyed. But now we can go back over to this guy and sell him the bigger potion. And we're getting 30 gold versus, I think we only got 12 gold for the tier 1 potion that we sold a minute ago. And that immediately jumped us up to the next little chapter here. We completed the last little thing there. We jumped up on popularity, and let's go ahead and see. So our next quest is to repair the alchemy machine, so that's good. We'll eventually have someone come in here that sells us the parts for that. We need to go ahead and create a potion with 3 different effects, and we also need to go ahead and collect major experience on the map. So I don't know what the major experience is. Maybe this one here. There's 2 booklets in the bubble. Maybe that's the major experience. Or maybe there's something past that. Oh, you know what? It might be this one. There's 3 booklets in that bubble. So maybe that's what the major experience is. I don't know. We'll eventually find it nonetheless as we start making more potions. But anyways, our customer wants a mana potion to restore their powers. I don't think we have that saved in our stuff here. We don't. So we need to go ahead and head to this bubble here. I believe that's the mana regeneration potion that we have. So I need to go ahead and look through our ingredients here and see if we have anything that goes in that direction. So I'm going to try this. I don't think this is how we made it last time, but this might be a little bit more efficient than what we did last time. I can't remember how we went about it, but if we go ahead and use 2 of these shadow mushrooms, we will go ahead and get pretty much right underneath the potion, which I don't think we did last time. I think we used the other mushrooms that we don't have right now, and they were purple something or others. I think they kind of took us to the right and not in this little droopy manner here. And then we should be able to go ahead and get to the, at least maybe a tier 2 with 1 wind bloom in there. So let's go ahead and dump that in there. I don't think this is going to turn into a tier 3. So I'm not even going to really try to do that because we can't save the potion anyways because we don't have any papers left and I don't really want to remove anything that we have in there already. So let's just go ahead and deal with a tier 2 here. And let's go ahead and finish that potion and we can go ahead and sell that over to this person over here. So there you go. We get 42 gold for that one. That's pretty nice. We need to go ahead and whip together a fire potion, which I think we have in here, and we don't. Okay. Man, I really need a lot of pages here. We need to go straight left with it, so I think we can go ahead and just do fire blooms to get there. And we're actually going to try and turn this into a tier 3, even though it's not going to matter because, we can't save it. But it's at least going to give us more gold right now. So we did 3 fire blooms and 1 whole wind bloom to go ahead and get this into the center of the bottle. And I'm going to stop it right there. And then we're going to throw some water into it. And it should drop us down into a tier 3 potion. Ooh, it's just barely out of the zone here. So it's not actually going to turn into a tier 3. That's unfortunate. There's not much else we can do. I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone and just turn it into a tier 2. So at least we generate some more cash instead of getting it out of the zone again and turning it back into a tier 1. So let's go ahead and sell that to this guy. We're getting 37 gold. So that's good. We also lost, I don't know what this goes toward, the reputation. I don't know if that's like more customers in the shop or if that has any effect right now because I don't know what it's doing. But let's go ahead and see. This guy wants a sleeping potion, which luckily enough, we have a tier 2 one already crafted. So that's 42 gold in our pocket right off the bat there. And I think that's all the customers for that day. So let me see if we can go ahead and whip together a potion with 3 recipes or 3 effects on it right now. Okay, so I'm going to try for these effects on the potion here. So I'm going to go for the health potion. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn that into a potion because right now we don't have the ingredients to start from there. So I have to get there again in our own way with the ingredients that we have. And then from the health potion, we're going to go up to the frost potion. And then from the frost potion, we're going to go to the sleep potion. So it's going to be a pretty useless potion that we're just going to sell to one of the vendors when they come through. We're not going to actually be able to sell this to anybody, I don't think. So to start things off, we're going to go ahead and throw 1 brown mushroom into it. That's going to take us right next to the health potion. Then we're going to go ahead and throw one of the water blooms into the mortar and pestle and turn that into a paste and dump that on into the cauldron. And then we're going to go ahead and stir that together. Is this going to turn it into a tier 3 right off the bat? It almost turned it into a tier 3. We're at a tier 2. So we need to go ahead and heat that up so it turns into a health potion. And then from the health potion, we need to go ahead and find our way up to the frost potion. So I think we can go ahead and do one of these, the wind blooms, unless there's something else that we have that's going to take us to the top there, which I don't think there is. So actually, we're going to throw one water bloom in there before we go into the wind bloom. So one more water bloom, and then we're going to go ahead and throw a wind bloom into it. And at 2 of them, it's going to take us pretty close to the skull and bone thing, but we should be okay, I think. Hopefully we don't destroy the potion here. If we do, then we just have to sleep the night away because we don't have enough resources to get back to this point. But let's go ahead and mix that together. It's going to take us right over here, and we can stop there. And then we need to go back down and slightly to the right to get into that zone. Actually, we might be able to go ahead and just go right with another water bloom. And when we're over the top of this potion, it should let us turn it into the frost thing. It is indeed. Okay, so let me just wiggle a little bit more. And we're going to stop right there and turn that into a healing frost potion. Okay, so we're good there. And now we need to go down and over to the sleeping potion, which we can go ahead and throw the single green mushroom that we have, which is going to get us right next to the thing, which is going to be helpful here. And then I think we throw our last water bloom into it if we're not close enough to turn that into a potion, which I don't think we're going to be, but we might just be close enough. We are not. Okay, so we need to throw our last water bloom as a whole into it, and then we can go ahead and get to about there and turn it into a potion. So let's go ahead and do that. That's going to be our 3 effect potion, which we are never going to be able to make again because it's a bunch of resources that we don't have growing in the garden, or at least the mushrooms that are in it. We don't have that growing. So let's go ahead and save that as a recipe here, or save it as a potion so that we have it in our inventory. We completed that little quest. And let's see, we need to reach popularity of 6, which is 2 levels away now. It's not right next to us. And then we don't have anything else. So let me go ahead and sleep the night away here. And let's also go ahead and waste our skill point here. So we have 2 skill points. We can go ahead and dump it into tier 5 of the map radius. Or we can actually go ahead and dump that into our haggling price, which is going to allow us to haggle for more money. But we're not doing haggling right now because we're more focused on trying to rank up our popularity, which if we haggle, we don't get enough points to do that. So what I'm actually going to go ahead and burn the 2 points on is our trading skill. So I think this is initially going to give us more money per potion that we're selling. So we have 2 points, which we can do 2 points into the trading tree. And that way we generate a little bit more money every time we sell a potion. And then eventually we'll have enough money to kind of be buying any ingredients and stuff that we want. That's kind of the goal here. So before we go ahead and wrap up, let's go ahead and harvest our garden again. And hopefully when we go over to the market here, we have this guy. Great. This is the guy we wanted to go ahead and sell stuff to. So we can go ahead and ask him about the alchemy machine, which he's going to tell us a bunch of stuff about the alchemy machine, how we go ahead and make crystals and stuff like that. So that's going to come in handy. I think we can sell those crystals for more money than the potions sell for, hopefully, but they're also like big recipes. And apparently this is going to be the guy who sells the alchemy machine to us. So we need 1,600 gold to go ahead and buy it from him. And that's going to take us a little while to go ahead and generate, but we should eventually get there nonetheless. So before we go ahead and wrap up, I'm going to sell him this thing because we're never going to sell it to anybody. The healing fast growth potion. I doubt anybody's ever going to come in the store wanting that. And we can go ahead and sell him the 3 effect potion that we just made, which again, we're probably never ever going to find anybody who wants that. And we're going to go ahead and try and buy as many of these papers as we can. So he wants 629 gold for that. Let's go ahead and decrease that until we're kind of in range, which we are in range here. And let's go ahead and hopefully haggle this price down to something manageable. If I can go ahead and get it to the low 3s, that would be ideal here. I don't know how low we'll actually be able to get this, but let's go ahead and give it a try here and try and hit as many of these gold things as I can and try and get the thing up as high up as we can get it. So it's 269 right now and it's not dropping anymore. So I went ahead and just exited that and we are selling it or buying it for 269 gold. It doesn't look like it changed the price on the potions that we're selling to the guy, unfortunately, but let's go ahead and buy that. And then let's see, we have 123 gold left over, so we could buy 1 more piece of paper. I don't know if he's going to let us haggle for that. Oh, he is going to let us haggle for that. Ooh, let's try and haggle the price down on 1 piece of paper so that we have 6 extra sheets to go ahead and save more recipes on. So let's give that a go. And hopefully we can get this for like 20 gold. That would be fantastic. 60 gold and 56 is as low as we got it. Okay, that's better than nothing. Let's go ahead and take that deal. We have 67 gold left over. I don't want to risk trying to haggle another piece of paper because we're probably going to mess it up in all honesty. But there we go. We have 6 extra sheets of paper to go ahead and save even more recipes on. I hope there's not a limit to how many of these you can have, because I would like to have 3 per recipe thing here, just so we can go ahead and have each version of the potion saved, so that if we don't have a tier 3 potion available to make, we can at least hopefully make a tier 2 potion or a tier 1 potion, whatever the case may be. But for right now, I think that's actually going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. So hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.